What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing the Premier League preview of Manchester City's away game against Chelsea, starting a 4-game busy spell in the Premier League for Manchester City that doesn't really get any easier. Away match against Chelsea, followed by a couple of home matches against Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspur, followed by an away match against Aston Villa. So before I do crack on with this preview, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links, including my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok there in the description. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up as well. 100 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Finally, this preview, like all my previews this season, is sponsored and brought to you by BetMate. They're running a special Chelsea v Manchester City pot worth £500, paying up to the top 25 places, 150 quid for the winner, £5 to join, and it is made up of just Chelsea taking on Manchester City. You can select up to 6 players from each team for this pot. It's a free app to download, BetMate. Link is in the description. It is available to anybody who is 18 or over, and it is available in the UK only. If you use code JSGC10 on sign up, you'll get £10 in free bets, and you can use them free bets to join this pot for free. There's lots of other available pots that you can check out, not just game pots, but also both teams to score, full-time results with lots of big prizes. It's a great app. Go and check it out. I'll speak more about BetMate later in the video. Finally, if you are going to gamble, please remember to gamble responsibly, and when the fun stops, stop. So it's to Stamford Bridge for Premier League match day number 12 on Sunday, the 12th of November 2023, with a 4:30 p.m. GMT kickoff time with the game live on Sky Sports. Anybody heading down to Stamford Bridge, do enjoy yourselves. So our opponents, Chelsea, formed in 1905. Some interesting facts about them. They're a pretty successful team if you didn't already know. They're the 6-time top division winners, 8-time FA Cup winners, 5-time League Cup champions, 1-time Europa League winners, and also 2-time champions of Europe. Chelsea, some interesting facts, were bought by Ken Bates in 1982 for just £1. They had over £1.5 million worth of debt that needed sorting back then, so he was able to take charge of the club for just £1, as long as he had guarantees that he could sort the debt out, which he did. They have the longest unbeaten run in the league, spanning 86 games, that ran from 2004 to 2008, which is very impressive. And also, nice little quirky fact, in 1928, Chelsea and Arsenal were the first ever team to bear numbers on the back of their shirts. Now, Chelsea, they're led by manager Mauricio Pochettino, currently find themselves 10th in the Premier League. Form so far after 11 games, they've won 4, lost 4 and drawn 3. Their win against Spurs on Monday night was their first Premier League win in 3 games. They've now won their last 2 in all competitions, including a win at home against Blackburn Rovers in the League Cup, before following that up on Monday night with a win against Tottenham Hotspur by 4-1, which was helped a lot down to Tottenham Hotspur going down to 9 men. So it's pretty crucial here that Manchester City keep their discipline and make sure they keep 11 players on the pitch to make sure that they're in a pretty good position. I don't think that needs stating by me, but there we go. Now, Manchester City did play on Tuesday night against Young Boys in the Champions League, so Chelsea do have an extra day's rest on us, but I don't think that's going to be of any importance considering both teams have had over 5 days worth of rest and preparation for this game, so both teams should be pretty good and raring to go. Now, in terms of danger men for this game, despite Nicolas Jackson scoring a hat-trick against Tottenham Hotspur, I wasn't particularly that impressed with his performance. He missed some very good opportunities, and despite him scoring 3, doesn't cause me that much concern. What does cause me concern is Chelsea against Spurs, with their high line, exploited it very well, and that was all down to their through balls, and that was coming from the wings and from through midfield. So players like Cole Palmer, who we sold him to, of course, in the summer to Chelsea, continuing his good form that he had at the beginning of the season with City with Chelsea. He's certainly a danger man, and arguably the best player right now that Chelsea have got that needs to be dealt with by Manchester City. But Raheem Sterling, another player that we sold to Chelsea, has got pace and precision, can cause Manchester City problems. Conor Gallagher too will like to play an aggressive style of football. So what I'm getting at here is, rather than worrying about the striker and putting the ball into the back of the net, cut off his supply. So make sure you keep Chelsea's attacking 3, attacking 4 players quiet in this game. We do that, I think Manchester City try and keep this nice and tight, nice and compact, be clinical in front of goal. I think we come away with the 3 points from this game. Now, just looking elsewhere on Chelsea's team, and I'll go through their team in a minute. I think on paper, not great, but they are missing some very key players. Players like Christopher Nkunku missing in this game, not going to be playing. Ben Chilwell, another blow at left back, so you're going to see Levi Colwill starting instead. Wesley Fofana, he's out. Romeo Lavia, former Manchester City man, he's also out in this game. So there are a lot of players that are missing here for Chelsea that could have made an impact in this game. So having a look at the expected team, Sanchez starting in goal, the back four made up of James, Disasi, Thiago Silva and Colwill. Thiago Silva a decent defender, but he's getting no younger and still going. But that defence to me can be got at. Midfield, Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Conor Gallagher. Good midfield, Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, decent midfield there. I do feel like again though, City can overwhelm that midfield, try and pack it out, try and compact and restrict Chelsea's opportunities in this game. Do that, frustrate them, and I feel like Manchester City could have their outlet in the game. I think patience could be key in this game. Unlike the games we've got coming up against Liverpool and Spurs, I'm expected to be a little bit more of a ding-dong battle. This one could be all down to strategy, and when it comes to strategy, there's no one better to have in charge of your club than Pep Guardiola. So I think it might be a little bit of a tactical battle going on here. Now, Manchester City, of course, formed in 1894, formed in 1880 under the name St. Mark's and changed its name to Manchester City in 1894. Some interesting facts about Manchester City. We won the treble last season. We're the current Premier League champions. We've got 9 top division titles. We're the 7-time FA Cup winners. We're the 8-time League Cup winners. We're the 1-time European Super Cup winners, the 1-time European Cup winners, and also 1-time European champions as well. We're led by manager Pep Guardiola, and we currently find ourselves first in the Premier League, bidding to do what nobody else has ever done before, and that is to win 4 consecutive Premier League titles in a row. And at the moment, looking pretty good. Now, in terms of our form, we picked up another win midweek on Tuesday night with a convincing 3-0 win over Young Boys at home to seal qualification into the last 16 of the Champions League. So I think City will take a lot of confidence going forward. We've won every single game since the return from the last international break. We've won 5 games in a row in all competitions, and at the moment in the Premier League, after 11 games, we've suffered a couple of losses but won 9 games as well. And I consider that at this point in the season a very bright start by Manchester City. Now, we do have dangers everywhere on the pitch. However, there are some question marks. We know Kevin De Bruyne is already out, and that's a big blow for Manchester City. There's question marks about Manuel Akanji. It was reported that he was ill, but apparently he's got a back injury. I don't know if he's going to be back in time for this game. Waiting for further clarification from Pep on that. If so, I think the team selection becomes much more straightforward for Manchester City, because we got the news on Tuesday evening after the Young Boys game when John Stones went off at half-time that he suffered a muscular injury once more. So we await just how long he's going to be out for, but most certainly John Stones will be out of this game, and I suspect he may be out for several weeks, maybe even months on that, considering Pep said he's going to be out for a while. So with no John Stones and potentially no Manuel Akanji as well, do we go Rico Lewis? Do we go Nathan Ake? Do we go Josko Gvardiol? Do we go Bernardo Silva, who can all help cover in that role? It could be Mateo Kovacic. We'll have to wait and see. So I'm going to pop up my team prediction now, and I think Manchester City, if we've got Akanji available, we're going to go with Ederson, with Walker, Diaz and Gvardiol as our back 3, Akanji returning back to the starting 11, going alongside Rodri, Kovacic and Alvarez making up the rest of the midfield, because as I said, I think it's going to be a pretty tight affair, this one. So I think Man City may go with the extra midfielder and then bring somebody like Phil Foden off the bench if we need to. Of course, Foden starting the last game. I'm going with Bernardo Silva right wing, Jack Grealish left wing due to his defensive responsibilities here. I think City will be pretty concerned about the former Cole Palmer and the pace of Raheem Sterling, so we need to be making sure we're man-marking these players out of the game and making sure we've got 2 or 3 players around these players at all time. You cut that supply off for Chelsea, you restrict what they can create, and I think that may just be Man City's outlet into this game to allow us to rely upon our main attacking threats who can go out there and create and cause problems. Players like Erling Haaland, Julian Alvarez, Bernardo Silva, Jack Grealish, Jeremy Doku, of course, Phil Foden, these kind of options for Manchester City. Now, take Akanji away, and if he's not fit, all of a sudden it becomes more problematic. Now, Rico Lewis could just go in with a straight swap. Doku could come in, and you could see Matheus Nunes get some minutes. We'll have to wait and see. I think if I was in charge at City, I think I'd quite like to see Bernardo Silva go into that deeper role and have Kovacic make up more of a midfield three for Manchester City. That, to me, provides me with a lot of confidence in City's midfield and Manchester City's defence that we can keep a clean sheet here. And then worst case scenario, we 0-0 this game. We take the point. I think for these next 4 games, I'm looking for City to pick up 10 points. So if we can if we win this game, that'd be brilliant. It gives us a bit of leverage into one of the other games. City's home form is scintillating, so I'm confident that we can beat Liverpool and Spurs at home. The other problem would be Aston Villa's great form that they've got away from at their own stadium at Villa Park. That Manchester City going away to Villa Park could be very problematic. So in an ideal world, we want to go on, win our next 3 games, and then takes the pressure off us if we do get a negative result at Villa Park or we get a negative result anywhere. What we don't want to do is start these 4 games by picking up a negative result and losing here at Stamford Bridge just after we've gone back first and put the pressure onto everybody else. So this game holds a lot of importance in my opinion, and I think this is going to be a very tight, very narrow affair. I think City sneak it. I think City grab a second half goal through patience. It's how we've approached games in the past at Stamford Bridge, and it's served us very well. Normally it's Kevin De Bruyne against his former team grabbing a goal, but he's not available, so I'm going for a 1-0 score prediction with a goal from Julian Alvarez for this game. Now, in terms of my betting tips, I think Conor Gallagher, yellow card anytime. If he starts this game, to me, it's absolute steal. It's guaranteed money. He'll be getting a yellow card if he starts in this game. I reckon 40 plus booking points, 10 plus corners. I fancy Alvarez anytime. I think Chelsea are going to try and man-mark Erling Haaland out this game, so it may give a little bit of space there for somebody like Alvarez to grab a goal. I'd quite like to see Doku start in this game, but I just reckon Pep's going to go with Jack Grealish, and he likes to go with Doku on the left-hand side rather than the right-hand side. I don't see how Bernardo doesn't start this game, and I think if there's any option or anyone that's unlucky to miss out, Doku and Foden are the 2 players to miss out. And how do you make all them players work in the same system? I do not know. Now, moving on to today's sponsor, BetMate. £500 pot, £5 entry fee. Links and details, they're in the description. Remember, use code JSGC10 on sign up for £10 in free bets, and you can use them free bets to join this pot for free. You can select up to 6 players from this pot. The pot code is FF-CHE-MCI. My team for this pot then, I'm going with Ederson because I think he's going to keep a clean sheet in goal and Sanchez on the bench. My defender's made up of Reece James and Kyle Walker. Going for pace, and I've put Thiago Silva on the bench. Midfield made up of Rodri and Phil Foden with Enzo Fernandez on the bench. And up top, I've got Nicolas Jackson of Chelsea on the bench, and I've gone with Julian Alvarez, my captain, who I think is going to score the only goal of this game. And I've gone with vice-captain Erling Haaland, and simply done that just in case, because he's one of them players that can just go out there and score a hat-trick. And so you want to be making sure you're maximising his points because he's too good of a player not to be maximising. So I've got him as my vice-captain. As I said, you can go and check out BetMate. Links and details there in the description. So there we go. That has been today's video. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, do leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Don't forget to subscribe. It is free. If you want to go and subscribe, that would be much appreciated. We are on that push now to 33,000 subscribers. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and check out my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. Go and check out BetMate, today's video sponsor. Links and details there in the description. I will have my live watch along link out, which will be going live on Sunday at 4 PM GMT for you guys to enjoy. I'll have the link out to that within the next 24 hours for you guys to go and set your reminders for. So I will see you all for that. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.